Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Today is Sunday, 3 p.m. Central Time. I'm going over my weekly process of reviewing market monitor and different ratios to understand the overall health of the market. And I will also go over stocks that I'm monitoring for the next week that are potentially actionable. Okay. So, getting started here, not going to go over each of these ratios myself. So, feel free to Google it up, these symbols, what they mean, so you understand what we are talking about. Okay. So, percent of stocks about 200-day moving average, right? So like those, there are several different symbols here to track various aspects of market to get better context of the market. So idea is to stay on the right side of the market. Okay. So things seems heated up. Looking at the some of the ratios here. This is something I watch closely. MMTW, that is like 20-day moving average. As I'm a swing trader, so this tells me what are things that are heating up, right, or cooling down. So it seems like things are heating up, and potentially market tends to either consolidate or pull back at these kind of extreme levels. Okay, so we are at the extreme level right now. Okay, put to call ratio, nothing worth calling out. It's a pretty much the same across the board on indices. On equities, nothing worth calling out. Above one is when I get concerned about. Skew ratio, this is not to the extreme. If it is above 150, then it's an extreme I would be concerned about. But right now, it is 138. That means dealers are not worried about markets being overbought. Trend ratio, good. Fed funds rate, right? We know that rate are not changing. Mortgage rates have bumped up over the last few days, and now it is rolling over, it looks like, or could be consolidating, but it's not going to impact market much. 10-year treasuries, they are topping, seems like topping process to me, which is good news to the risk on markets. Treasuries, yeah, this keep going up. Government is behind keeping the liquidity into the markets. 20-year bonds, again, they are showing some strength here. 30-year bonds, this is heated up, and then we'll have to see. This is something we have to monitor. If it is rolling over, good news for the equities. If it is going up, right, that's bad news for the markets. 10-year yield, yes, this is particularly more relevant to the markets, more than 30 years. So this is also showing strength, which is not good. And so we have to watch for the price action on these treasuries. Yeah, junk is floating high. The ratio between junk and TLT, right? The ratio is going high dangerously. That means like a lot of junk bonds are pricing higher, which is not typically healthy. This is the spreads I would consider. Spreads is going down. That means it's good to the markets. Q is showing strength. Qs are showing strength, which is good. So Qs should lead next rally. Okay. So if Qs are leading, that means it's a healthy market. This is Hong Kong Hang Seng Index futures. This is rolling over or maybe consolidating in terms of pullback. Repo ratios, nothing too bad. It's the same thing. Okay, volatility of VIX is rising, right? VIX itself is going down, but volatility of VIX itself is rising. That means like some uncertainty about it. How it's going to play out, nobody knows. Put to call ratio, nothing worth calling out here. This is something worth calling out. Okay. This is front month, back month volatility ratio. Oftentimes, markets react for these ratios. If it is above 1.2, right, it often an early signal for potential pullback in the markets. So this is something I'm watching closely and something to be alarmed about. That's the brief market health review. Now let me go over what are the themes working in this market. Okay, where money is moving simply. So this is my tool, right? This is absolutely my tool, proprietary tool that I developed. Here I look at various themes that are how the money is moving between these themes. Okay, so let's look at weekly first. In this week, we have seen tremendous strength. Our money is moving into DRAM, right? So the AI memory trade is picking up a lot, and this week itself, it went up 13%. That's an area of strength. That's a leader. And oil services, because of Strait of Hormuz issue, right, that is also going up. So this is a risk parameter for the market. So we'll have to watch for this. If there will be a continuation in this theme, then we have to be extremely cautious about taking new positions, or also be aggressive in taking profits on existing positions. So oil and oil. So that seems like two, right, out of top three. two are leading. Oil is leading. DRAM is leading. It could be oversold bonds. Nobody knows. Right now, it's looking strong. South Korea, it is pretty much semiconductors play, AI memory. So both are like proxies to each other. Energy, that's +1 to oil trade. USO +1 to oil trade. And war, right? So Jedi is another war related, like drones or modern warfare related stocks. So that is also going high. Okay, that explains where the money is moving, right? War and AI memory. Those two seems like the areas where money is moving right now. Okay, and let's see from daily point of view. Yeah, Jedi, Bitcoin mining or AI infrastructure play. So war again. This is on Friday. We are looking at war. Thursday, cloud computing DRAM. So what I should look for, right? What you should look for is it showing all greens across all 5 days, right? That shows strength. So is there anything that's showing all 5 days green, right? Those should be our focus. Okay, RSP is green across all 5 days, right? Not a lot, but it is green across all 5 days. That shows that equal weighted SPY is gaining strength. That means overall market dynamics or market internals are showing strength. When equal weighted is going up, that's actually a good sign that it is not just handful of stocks tilting the market meter, right? It is across the board. That's good news. That means overall market is bullish and it is showing strength, except that in the short term, market looks overheated and it could prompt for a pullback or consolidation. Okay, so that's about themes. Now let's look at what are the key earnings that I'm watching. Okay, so we're not going to focus on the names, right? The difference at 12th is I don't want to focus on the popular names, right? It's not never about catching a popular trade. I'm always about like identifying low risk opportunities and then high probability trades. Okay, so that being said, the method that I use is I look for earnings that are setting up well before the earnings. Okay, so what does that mean by setting up? Like one best example is going to be right the one which I'll just go over the stocks that are in my list. So number one, Opera. Okay, very few people are aware of this stock, but it is setting up really well. Okay, how it is setting up really well? This was the previous earnings, and then stock is consolidating nicely, and this is where if you can draw a line here, right? Price is nicely stable in this line, and overall the trend looks positive, right? It's making series of higher highs, and it is nicely setting up. Oh, look at the significance of that level that we just draw, right? If I zoom out, right, that's the level it is consolidating. This level seems critical. So I'll be interested if the earnings are good and stock is gapping up above this level, right? That's when I'll be interested. So this is certainly I'm watching. Opera is one. And next one is Lazy Boy, the furniture guy. Okay, so Lazy Boy, and see here, this is also nicely setting up. Okay, and then same story here. It's higher highs, right? Overall, even if you extend the line, it is higher highs. Okay, higher highs, higher highs, higher highs consistently, and then now price is consolidating nicely. That's a good setup before earnings, and it's a beautiful setup. Okay, we are interested in this. So this is one. Next is Klarna. This is another one I'm looking at. Same pattern here. It is consolidating here, nicely pacing and steady uptrend. Okay. And before earnings, it is pacing. This is one more setup I'm looking at. And I don't know what this stock is, but JKHY. Okay, I need to do more research on this stock, what they do. But stock setup is looking good to me. Okay, so this is the level I was looking at where my crosshair is. Right, this is the level, and stock is nicely trending up and going sideways just before the earnings. This is good to me. And Ion D, this is a new IPO. Okay, new IPO and nicely basing here. This is pretty good. Like price is nicely in the range. Okay, it's still within the initial pump range. So any good news on this could potentially tilt higher. See how many green closes are here, right? There are very few red closes and a lot of green closes. That is a good sign that there is a strength in this stock. Okay, so this is good. Not a lot of history, but it's a new IPO. Obviously, that explains it. And any good news can pop it higher, and we are interested in that. Next, HOV. Same story. This is earnings are coming up on 20th, and see the consolidation here, and stock is nicely trending up and consolidating. Higher lows showing the strength. HOV is another trade, another stock I'm watching. HT is another one I'm watching. Right, this is a level where I'm looking at, and the stock is making higher lows. Okay, even this is a higher low. It did not violate any of the previous higher lows. Next is FLXS. This is also similar. It is setting up. It went up, sure, but it's going sideways before the earnings, and I'm watching it. These are not automatic trades, by the way. We will be trading them if there is a good characteristic they're exhibiting after the earnings report came out. Okay, so these are not sure shot trades. So these are all watch lists. We are watching them, not trading them yet. EL, similar setup here. And another one is John Deere company. This is also, look at the nice flag setup here, right? It's a flagging, and moving averages here, the one which I'm using are 5, 10, 20. Okay, so blue is 5. I know it's very hard to see from here, but blue is 5 blues, and the red is 10, and green is 20. Okay, so it is hovering around 10 and 20s. That's a good setup, and measuring from here to here, it is 20% up, and then it is hovering around 10 and 20s. That's actually showing good strength. Okay, so this is DE. Next is Bill. Bill, a reason why I chose, it's not actually a perfect setup. Let me be honest. So here is the level that I'm looking at. So that could be the reason why it made my list, but it is not strong now. We'll see how it goes after the earnings. I'm expecting it may drop also. It may drop all the way to 41. This is Bill Holdings. Okay. Another one is ATHM. This is one I'm watching for earnings. Similar to the bill here, but this is the level I'm watching. If there is a gap up, okay, on earnings, then it could potentially go all the way here. Okay. Next is AAP. This is quite choppy in the sense, but it is in the range. Okay, it is choppy on a daily chart, but if you look at weekly, still choppy. So we'll have to see how the earnings will unfold. We're not going to act on it right away. We'll have to see some sort of a confirmation on the earnings. Okay. So these are some earnings trades I'm looking at for next week. Okay, so this is how I select which stocks should I trade on earnings, not by the popular names that I see on the calendars. Okay, that's one. All right, so those are the stocks we covered, and few other non-earnings related setups I'm watching. Rocket Lab, oversold. Now there is a little bounce, and stock is consolidating in a tight range. Any break above these levels is what I'm interested in. Okay, any break above these levels is what I'm interested in. Another one I'm looking at is CoreView, strong earnings, and this is not a pretty clean setup here, but given the earnings, given the AI background, right, this might work. I have not so much confident on this one, but it's looking like consolidating. Okay, to me. Next is Soxel. This is actually pretty good. This is pretty good. We traded yesterday. We traded high and then we closed it for profit because it's reversing intraday. But again, it is showing strength. And you see the bounce on 5-day moving average, the blue line. It's showing the strength that it is going up, right? So we are still in this trade now. We took a trade on Friday and we are still in it. Okay. And this guy might go up. This might move up, and if it moves, it's going to be explosive. Right? Soxel is a triple X of semiconductors, and it can move. It can make explosive moves. So Soxel is on our radar, and this is Airbnb. This is this is earnings flag. It is called as an earnings flag. This is the day where it had earnings, and it is making a flag here, right? And that's a constructive price action. So we are looking at Airbnb. And then another one is CBLL. This is just a structural setup, like a pattern trade, where there is a nice uptrend, linear trend, and stock is consolidating 1 and 2 days of sideways action, and potentially it could continue higher. And how far it can go, God knows. Okay, so zooming out here, this is the level where it is right now, and if it goes up, right, potentially it could go after a new all-time high. It's a new IPO too. So this is in my radar. And fix is another one, earnings flag, gapped up, and then it is trading in a range, right? We attempted other day fix, but we got stopped out on this very long wick. So uh, this is still in the watch. It is still tradable. Okay. UMAC is another one. UMAC is going up on based on Trump's proclamation. So it is going to favor all the drone companies, US drone companies, and it is exactly pinned at previous all-time high. Okay, and so I'll be watching it Monday for any pullback opportunity and get in. Okay, so again, assuming that momentum is going to be higher side. So those are the stocks I'm watching for next week. Okay, and quick recap is market is strong bullish, but in a short term, it is looking like overheated and a minor pullback could be possible. But it is for indices. Okay, indices like SPY, QQQ, and DIA, and IWM. Okay, this is for indices. Oh, IWM showing strength. Look at that. Look at that. So that's good. So potential pullback is possible in the major indexes, but it may not be applicable for individual stocks. Stocks having catalysts like earnings or any news or any other catalyst might work independent of these issues. Okay, the overbought conditions I'm talking about. Okay, so that's about it. Good luck, everyone, Monday, and keep watching for the alert tabs. And like the video, subscribe, and all the good stuff. Right, it helps promoting the channel, and it helps me appreciate the gesture that you're doing here. And thank you, and good luck. Bye bye.